Oh, Jesus. So, Brianne, you're an actress, and now you're going to add author to your resume. Your book is incredible. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, first of all, I have to say thank you for having me, but also I never wanted to be a writer. I am an actress. I just want people to give me the dialogue and I will say what they want me to say. So when my husband, Mark Gant, kept being like, you need to write your story, you need to write your story. I was like, dude, leave me alone. I have ADHD. I'm dyslexic. I don't want to write. Leave me alone. And he kept telling me, and I said, fine, I'll take the writing class. He's like, you don't have to tell anybody, you can quit, just try it. And I said, okay, fine, go away. So I started this writing class, this 90-day writing class, and the book just fell out of me in 45 days, like the first draft. It was bigger than me. It was a story I never wanted to tell. I never wanted to come out and say I'm a sex and love addict. The book is called The Secret Life of a Hollywood Sex and Love Addict. And it was a memoir when I first wrote it. But when I kept rewriting it, all these new scenes popped into my head. This whole character came out of me. So I made it a Roma clef fiction. And when I was trying to come up with, the girl that kind of represents me, her name, I was like, what is her name? What is her name? And then the song Roxanne came on from the Police. And I was like, oh my God, that's her name. So yeah, it's the story of Roxanne. She's an actress. She's, at the beginning of the book getting confronted with her addiction and what she's done to other people. And she goes through the first year of her recovery in Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous, and she comes up with these 10 rules she lives by. So it's very self-help, memoir-ish, chick lit kind of book.
And what would you say was the biggest challenge about writing it?
Ugh, chapter 5, 6, and 7. Those were torture for me to write. Every time I rewrote 5, 6, and 7, it was like gut wrenching. I wanted to just stop. I wanted to not get that honest and brutal. It's looking back at the why, walking through the fire, looking at compare and despair that really plagues me as an actress and also in my everyday life. So just those were the most difficult. And I think, asking for help when you need help, even with my editor, I want to be able to do everything. And since I am dyslexic, asking, is this sentence structure great? Made me feel it was difficult, but then it got easier. And I found out everybody has an editor. So I'm no different than any other writer.
That's incredible. And it's such a wonderful book. What do you hope people take away from reading it?
I hope people take out that there is a way out of using people to fill us. I feel like society right now and the swipe left, swipe right generation is always looking for a better option or somebody to fix them or the white knight or your soulmate. Nobody's has a soulmate. You're not cut in half and you're looking for your other person. And I hope people look at this book and say, oh my God, I do those things. Oh, I use that ism. I, do these things not to feel my feelings or feel alone. And I really want people also to understand the addiction of sex and love addicts anonymous because it is deadly. More people I know have died from suicide over heartbreak, murder. If you watch any Dateline, it's all about people outside affairs, cheating. It's that there's more people in jail right now with sex and love addiction than any other addiction. Like I spoke at jails for 2.5 years in LA County Jail downtown. And every woman in there she was in there for sex and love addiction. She murdered somebody for her partner. She stole, sold drugs, every single woman. So this is a very, very deadly disease and epidemic in our society.
And I feel like nobody talks about it. They're just like, oh, the person's this, the person's that, but it's a real disease, like you said. And do you think this book is going to bring more awareness to it?
I hope so. I hope it's really accessible because when I started 11 years ago, I'm 11 years sober in Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. Every book I read was so academic, so educational. I would get through a page of it and I'd be like, ugh. And I literally throw it against the wall. Like, I don't want to read this anymore. It's depressing. It's too hard to understand. So I wanted to write a book that's entertaining, that you're following this character, that she has every flaw that you could have, picking unavailable men, cheating, intrigue and flirting, using social media to fill her, swipe left, swipe right, DMing strangers, all these things we do right now, especially during the pandemic and everything. I want people to read this book and be like, oh, this is such a great story about Hollywood. And then underneath, they're getting the lessons. They're getting, the things to look at if they do in their own life. And I have to tell you, so many people have read it already and reached out to me, people I don't even know, and said, wow, this really helped me look at this area of my life, my spending habits, my eating habits. My keep going back to this guy that's unavailable, that doesn't show up for me. So if I can help one person understand this disease or get better, then I've done my job, right?
Exactly. Now, are you going to make this into maybe a movie or something?
We have actually gotten interest. I say we because my producing partner is my husband, Mark Gant. We've gotten interest already from some producers wanting it. So the last couple of months, we wrote a pilot for the series, but it's where it needs to go. Right now, I have book number 2 already written. I've started rewriting book number 2, and I have a third and a fourth book lined up. It's a 4-book series that you follow Roxanne. So we'll see. It's really whatever the universe has planned for me.
Nice. Are you gonna play Roxanne, or is someone else gonna play her?
Somebody asked me that the other day. I have no interest in going back to my addict ways. I am a decade and more out of my addiction. So when I was writing Roxanne, I didn't see myself as Roxanne, even though a lot of my friends have read the book and they've like, I see you all over this. It's your voice. No, I think I'd want to play Alice, her sponsor, because that's more where I am right now. Yeah.
Very nice. And where can people go to get help for this?
Thank you for asking it. That's my whole reason for writing this book. Please, if anybody's struggling, go online. There's these 40 self-diagnosed questions at Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. They're very easy questions. They're yes or no. If you get more than 5 yeses, you might need to look at it as a problem, but that's not the only way to get help. The first thing I always say is please tell somebody, use your voice. Say, I don't know why I keep going back to this person. I don't know why I can't stop cheating. I don't know why I'm texting a friend to like make me feel better. All those things we do to use people, you know, use your voice, go to a therapist. For me, it was working the 12-step program and therapy. I went to therapy twice a week for 8 years. I went to 4 meetings a week in the program, but another friend of mine has the same disease and she just did the therapy route. So you have to first admit you have a problem and that you can't stop. If you can't get out of a relationship, if you can't stop breaking the cycle, then there's a problem.
Exactly. And what else are you working on now? I know you said you have 3 more books in the works, but are you doing any more acting or?
Well, the movie I did, Dead Water, just came out, and Lucifer I was on just came out. And, I'm back on the train of auditioning during the pandemic, doing self tapes galore at 4 a.m. in the morning, writing in the afternoon when my son goes down. We have a toddler. So, and we have a podcast called Secret Life, and I put out an episode every week about mental health and addiction and people's secrets that they're shameful of. So I'm just really busy doing the podcast and writing and promoting and auditioning. So that's my life right now, and being a mom.
Of course, yeah. And how do you balance it all? I know you said you do this in the afternoon, that at night. How do you do it?
Well, I wake up really early in the morning. My husband wakes up at 4 a.m. every morning, which is
Oh,
crazy to me. I would never do that. But I wake up at 6 and I try to get all my emails and that stuff done and interviews done. And then we get our toddler, and then he's not in daycare right now. So we switch off. I do a lot of my interviews while he's napping. I do rewrites while he's napping. And when he goes down, I try to do the social media stuff at night. So it's just trying to stay present with what is, and not getting ahead of myself and just being. That's the thing with the book too, is about just being where you are and allowing whatever you're feeling to be at the time and stop suppressing it with outside things.
Nice. And what would be your dream role to have?
Oh God, my dream role would probably be, God, I don't know, but I would love, oh, I know. I would love to play an assassin. Like a Born Identity assassin, like you never see me coming. I've always wanted it, and I just like movies like that, those action movies that you don't have to think sometimes. So that would
I
be
love
probably
it.
me.
I love
Yeah.
it. Well, let's call Matt Damon and make it happen.
Yeah, I was sitting behind him in the airplane when I was shooting Six, and he was like sitting in front of me, and I was like, he like a fangirl right behind him. It was so funny.
That is so cute. I would probably done the same thing. How can you not? It's Matt Damon and he's
I know.
gorgeous. How
Yeah.
can you not? I would have just started talking or like done the bending snap or something as I like got up to go to the bathroom or something.
It was so funny because the pilot like wanted his autograph. So the pilot in the middle of the flight came back and was like, "Hi, can I have your autograph?" It was cute,
That
and he
is
was
so
so
cute.
nice. Yeah, he was so nice and was like so kind to everybody. But everybody left him alone, which he's just a person trying to get home to his family or whatever.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So that's, yeah, I'm glad people left him alone because, like you said, they're people too. So I think
Yeah.
people forget that sometimes. Celebrities are people too.
Yeah, we all put our pants on. We all get buried in the ground like everybody else. We are just, normal people with the same, everyday problems. And I also, because the book is based in Hollywood, that's what I wanted to bring to the forefront too, is just because someone is an actress in Hollywood doesn't mean they have no problems. So that was important in the book to bring that out into the open also.
Nice. And we're at Super Bowl weekend. So excited. Who are you rooting for?
Nobody, I hate football.
Oh, rooting for commercials and a
Rooting
halftime
for the
show.
commercials and the halftime show and the chips and dip and
Yes.
snacks. I'm a snack person, so that's what I'll be
Ah,
doing.
nice. What's your favorite snack?
I love guacamole and chips. And I also love like yogurt pretzels and things like
Oh,
that.
I love those. They're so good.
So good. I could eat a whole bag and then be like self-hating myself after, like, now I have to work out, but not anymore. Not anymore.
Good. Good girl. Yes, that's the thing. It's like, okay, you can do it in moderation, but you don't have to, hate yourself for eating something.
Exactly.
Hard lesson for me to learn too. And where can we follow you on social media?
Yay. So Instagram at the Brianne Davis, then TikTok at the period Brianne Davis. And then the book is at Secret Life Novel. And then the podcast is Secret Life Podcast. So
And when
yeah.
does your podcast come out?
My podcast is everywhere. It's all over Apple. It's anywhere you can listen to podcasts. It's called Secret Life. It's a big pink picture with the woman's finger saying shh. And it's everybody's secret. It's all walks of life. It's anonymous people. It's famous people. Right now, Olivia Munn's is out. She talks about her illness she's never discussed. And then I have people come on, talk about suicide, to talk about, men having eating disorders, emotional incest, using abortions as birth control. Every walk of life has come on. We have 32 episodes we released and 90 episodes still in the can.
Wow. And what day did the new episodes come out?
Monday mornings, just one a week.
Perfect. And thank you so much for being on. And I can't wait to talk to you again soon.
Yes, see you soon. I see you a lot. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.